The other thing is that anxiety is incredibly frustrating. And what happens when kids are very emotionally reactive to whatever they're anxious about. So they're not going to school, they're not going to bed, they won't go to birthday parties. Parents get really, really frustrated and really angry about that. And sometimes just very distraught. So you've got a parent who raises their voice, who bursts into tears, who really escalates the situation. So one of the things that I teach parents really early on is you've got to be calm. You've got to be the eye of the hurricane here. And so, you know, I talked to you about the heavy hands thing. Usually when I'm doing that with the child, the parent is sitting right next to the kid and they're doing it too. Yeah. And I will say to them, you know, you might use this as well. So really allowing them to have some practice sort of staying calm. The other thing too is that they're really, really worried that there's something horribly wrong with their kid. And there's nothing really more reassuring than me saying, oh yeah, I've heard that before. You know, well, she doesn't do this, and she has this, and she has that. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just the way it goes. So really letting the parent know that their emotional temperature is critical. You know, it's this old story, the little kid falls down and bloodies his knee, and he stands up and he's fine, and then mom looks at it. If she's me, she passes out. Mom looks at it and goes, oh my gosh, right? And then, boom, off they go. So the parents really need to learn how to stay calm. We know from the literature that overprotective parents and overcritical parents, that has a real impact on the development of anxiety disorders. So helping the parents use different language in the way that they talk about the world, in the way that they give their child warnings. You know, so you send your kid off on their bike. My son fell off his bike last spring on the way to school in the road and broke his arm, and his friend comes running back home and says, you know, brackets in the road and something's wrong, and so of course he heals, and then he wants to get back on his bike and ride to school. So as a mom, I can either say, now remember when you broke your arm, remember that was so terrifying for us all, hang on to the handlebars, or I can say, hey, you know what I'm going to say, let's try both hands on the handlebars this time, buddy, right? So, and I model for parents the difference in how we talk to the world about their kids, and that's huge for parents.